Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Joan. So today we want to have an educational video which is causes of reading difficulty in children. So we're going to discuss some of the reading difficulty in children, and remember the list is not going to end. So if you know any other courses that is not listed here, you can leave it in the comment section below. So let's go fast. So the first courses we're going to talk about is genetic or biological disorder. So it might be from a genetic disorder or a biological disorder, a biological factor. That's why this child cannot read. Remember, reading is like an art, is a language, it's a gift. It can be a gift from parents to child. A parent can be good with acting, drawing, singing, dancing, and the child will pick it. A parent might be good with cooking, styling, sewing, knitting, any kind of gift. It's a gift from the parent to the children, so to the child. So the same way we can have good genetic disorder, good genetic factor from parents to child, the same way we also have bad genetic factor from parent to child. So it might be a genetic factor, which means this family, they are good with writing, but reading, there's a little space there. So it might be, remember I said it might be genetic or biological factor. So you need to check. You need to check. So if you're a parent, you're looking at, oh, my boy is this, check, 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 and check. So the next one is environmental factor. Maybe your environment is not user friendly, your environment is not child friendly, your environment is not reading friendly, your environment is not phonics friendly. So you have to check your environment. You need to make your environment phonetical. You need to have like lots of phonetic charts. So now if you notice your child have a little difficulty, a little delay in reading, you need to have like lots of charts, list of educational games. You need to get rid of a lot of things that the child does not need that occupying the child's brain, right? So you need to add give the child things that occupies his or her brain, like a list of educational games, online and offline. Your TV, you need to subscribe for so many educational games, so many phonetic games in their phone. You need to put so many educational games in their phone. Your house, you need to have like educational charts. You need to buy user-friendly books for them to read. You need to take them to library, take them to places where they know that, oh, I have to read. Let everything connote reading. And remember, do not be obsessed, but everything should connote reading. And you have to lead with example. You have to lead by example. You need to read. You need to read to them. They need to see you reading. Not every day you saying read, 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 read. They not see you reading. So you need to, your environment needs to be user-friendly. Your environment needs to be child friendly. Your environment needs to connote reading. Everything needs to connote reading. Everything needs to connote education book. I need to this it so the child will get the information that, oh, my mom is this, my dad is this, I need to read. Oh, my dad is this, my mom is this, I need to read, right? Another factor is that maybe if you are doing homeschooling, you are making a little mistake, or you're having a private tutor, you're a class teacher, you are making a little mistake and it's not child friendly. Maybe the process you are using, the method you are using is not really child friendly. You need to check again, right? So that is another factor. And the third one here is you let the child fall. Yes, let the child fall, which means let the child repeat. So if the school have come to you to tell you, oh, parents, we have noticed this in the child, maybe the age, you know, a child born in April and a child born in September, same year, but they are different months, like April, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months difference. You know, children run at different pace. So if the school have come to you to tell you, we notice this, we notice this, and we notice this, so we think that this child should fall, and if this child should repeat this class, this child is going to learn this and this and this. So please adhere, because the children learn at different pace. This might be 5 years and the other person might be 5 years, but they have different learning ability. Definitely everything about them, they are not the same. So do not compare this to this. So if the class your child is in is a little bit too high, and the teacher or the school have told you, even you as a parent, if you notice it and you look at it that, oh, my child is lacking behind, the child is not even in class, like the child is in maybe grade 4, grade 5, and the child cannot read, definitely the child is not in that class, because the child doesn't know what's going on. When they do something like science and they write something, the child cannot decode, the child cannot read, because the child does not even know what is going on. What are they doing? What are they talking about? So if the school have come to meet you, or you as a parent, you have noticed that, oh, this child needs to fall, and when this child repeats, you have to be key. You have to be key, because sometimes we parents, we push the child. Sometimes a school, they may not want to have like a bad record, or they have to pull the child, no, my child will not repeat and this. So please, if that is the solution, if they have come to you to tell you, oh, this child is underage, or this child did not run as fast as we felt the child could run. So the child should take a little step backward. Please, 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 please let the child repeat, or let the child fall. If that is the solution, let the child fall. And when you repeat the child, you have to be key. You have to be key. You have to put every measures to make sure the child does not fall again. You have to put everything to make sure the child does not fall again. And another reason is anxiety. So now, when a child cannot read, you push the child, you pressure the child. Some of these children are actually scared, but they cannot say it. They cannot come out to tell you that I am scared. But if you make your environment user friendly, if you call them and ask them, they will tell you they don't want to read. They're actually scared of reading. So because of anxiety, they don't know what they are scared, because every time you come in, you have to push in reading and reading. So you know when to give the child a little break, you know when to like introduce other subjects to the child, you know when to say, okay, let the child rest for like 2 days or a 3 days break, or when to give the child holiday. So you know when to do. So if you know the child is scared, the child is actually having anxiety, so you know what to, you need to step down a little bit, but do not give up. So another problem is health problem. So the child might be having like a vision or hearing problem, and you don't know. So when you say something like ooh, the child may not be able to hear what you're saying. However, the child may be able to hear other words that you're talking about, like other sentences. The child may be able to speak well, interact with you, but when it comes to phonetic sound, the child may not be able to hear, and they could not even hear what you're saying. So maybe you will run a vision test or hearing test on the child to rule that, to make sure you cross all your T and you dot your I, to be sure that okay, this is not the problem. Let's search for another problem and let us face it. Okay, so you have to search for a hearing problem, and maybe you can even conduct and tell the child, what do you hear, what can you see? Most times if you give a break and you listen, they will tell you, oh, I can see this, I can hear this. I'm like, for real, but I didn't say this. So go for hearing test or a vision test. That's for really children that are really serious with not reading. So another thing is that the child is not finding it interesting. Yes, like I said, the genetic factor. So if a child is born with the gift of dancing, the child, you need to put a little effort for that child to dance. Once you just give the child like a little step, and the child will fly. If a child is born with the gift of singing, you just need to put like a little effort, and the child will fly with that little effort. Maybe just like a few singing classes, and the child will move. But now the fifth one here is the child is not finding it interesting. The child is not finding it interesting to read, which means you have to be firm. You need to introduce phonics from the scratch. You have to be firm with your routine, your series, whatever you do. Introduce phonics from the scratch. You have to be firm, and you make your environment user friendly, child friendly. To do, if the child like cars, you need to like do Paw Patrol or race car. Write your sound ooh in a car picture, draw pictures, everything, because now the child does not have interest in it. Just like filling a desert with water, and desert does not have water at all. So you need to put a lot of water. If you want to feel like a river bank with water, you need to put a little water. So now the child does not have interest in phonics, which means you need to put a lot of phonics, a lot of activities. You need to be friend, you need to reward the child, and you need to do a lot of things that will be said in another video. So these are few causes of reading disabilities. Maybe, like I said, the environment may not be user friendly. So if there's another cause that is not listed here, which is, there are so many, list is not going to, you can leave it in the comment section below. Now, the one that says environmental factor, maybe you push more on science, maybe you push more on art, maybe you push more on mathematics, and you don't push more on phonics. That's why the child cannot read. So you have to push more. If you notice that the child has a little difficulty, you have to add more effort. So the environmental factor, if you're homeschooling a child, please do not homeschool in a particular direction. If you're a class teacher, a private tutor, or a school, if you are setting your school timetable, your schedule, or whatever it is, please let the environment be child friendly. For those that have difficulty in reading, you need to push in more reading hour. If you're a private tutor, for those that have difficulty in reading, you need to push in more reading hour, more practice hour. Okay,